Okay, here's one you don't definitely see every day of the week. Now, someone who says they do, well, I want to see. Oh goodness, because the 540D took me a long time to get a 540D. Really did. Drinking my water here. See, I'm being a good boy. Have been for a while now. 102 kilos today. 128 a few months ago. 110 about 3 weeks ago. Goal is 95. So my message to everybody: what a hypocrite. Drink more water. Everybody else used to say that to me. All right, okay. I'm alive today, which is good. So I got VK3SS Paul coming up today with a host of gear that's going to be very interesting. Some really collectible stuff that we'll get on video, and you'll just sort of go, my goodness, how did you get those in Australia? Well, I didn't, Paul did, but anyway, all good. Robyn SB540D. This is a very uncommon radio to see in full working condition, which, by the way, this one just happens to be. And it is absolutely beautiful. Clock's all working with all the digits, etc, etc. Nothing, sort of that's a problem on it, which is great. It is a full-featured radio that actually we've just got it on very low input at the moment. We're just hearing about 0.5 a microvolt there. Hang on, we'll bring that up. There we go. Turn that off. Definitely receiving very well. Lots of noise, which is good. Now, transmit 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2. Okay, we're on the 15 watt scale. So hello, test 1 2. So we're really keeping around that 15 watts peak on there. No problems. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3. So yeah, happy with that. Better just test some AM carrier. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. And 1 2 3. 1 2. And I'm on FM, which is not going to sound very good. 1 2 3. 1 2. Sorry about that. I'm feeding back here massively. What? No, definitely feeding back way too much. But go back into. Can we hear actually on sideband? I should be able to attenuate that. Just see if I can hear any sideband signal. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Yep. It is rixing and tuxing, so that is good news. And I just had a listen before, and there's just absolutely no skip running. I tried in the other room just to see if I was going to run the antenna lead through, but unfortunately, no. It's one of those days. So they had lots of things on these. If you squelched it, you could go into scan, and these things would just scan around and stop on a signal once you obviously had a signal pop up that I can create one actually, like so. And the minute that signal would go, so the person stopped talking, off it would go again, and you can actually incorporate a scan delay so it stays on there longer, etc, etc. For the age of these radios, they're pretty good. You could put in 5 memories. There was a whole lot of features that I won't go through, but look, they're a nice, very collectible radio. And this one I think is going to go to Arizona. We just sent an SBE console 6 and a sidebander 6 over there, which were my last two that I had here, and both had issues. I don't want to make it sound like they were pristine. I've still got my own console 6 that's like brand new and sidebander 6, but I had a couple I just did not get time to get to. What was on the sidebander 6 only had a small issue with it's down. Someone's put on 26 megs and it's down there somewhere, so that'll just be a matter of sorting the PLL switching back. And the SBE sidebander, I think from memory, had a micro sort of strange thing going on, but a mate of mine over there just was real eager to get those because he knew he could get them going through his guys over there. This one's a bit different, probably going to the same guy, but this one works completely, so this is sort of a nice one to send him because we're not putting sort of the burden on him too much, but yeah, so I got to get out of memory mode now, but I always forget how to enter all the memory. Stop, wasn't it? Stop, and then you stop it. And I think you could just put a channel in, so 36, 37, etc, 40, etc. Oh, that'll be the big test. No, so just 40 channels. I'm just curious about that. But yeah, look, very easy to run around, and you can use the keypad in a million different ways. But it's just a really, really nice presentation of a 540D, and just lovely sort of front, lovely everything on this one is extremely nice. It's the one I was going to keep for myself, and obviously things have gone a little different to how we would have wanted, but that is okay. Oh yes, see the slightly interesting Claro mic. I think what they mean is slide. Interesting how they got that through FCC, actually. I don't know. Would have been, because this, for all intensive purposes, this is a radio that, to the way I look at it, would look at passing ACMA regs. Well, until I just noticed that Claro mic, mate, that might be if that is a slide, I'm not going to prove or disprove it. ACMA, the radio's going back to the US, so you don't have to worry about this one. But the rest of it, there's no reason this wouldn't have met ACMA approval or FCC approval, because it doesn't have FM. It's just 40 channel sideband. It's basically got all the features that any radio that you'd want. I don't even know with these Robyns whether people were modifying them over the years, etc. Not something I really got into, but yeah, look, really nice radio. And if you get a chance to get your hands on one, I've actually run this up on air before when I first got it, actually, and really got a lot of good reports on it. And yeah, you got to watch that mic gain a bit. There's a lot of gain there. When I sort of overloaded my test monitor, then I just realised what that was. Run your mic gain about halfway, because as you'll see, like as you're transmitting, even at halfway, there's a lot of gain there. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 1 2 1 2, and if I put that right up, 1 2 3, look at that, it just drives, and yeah, it drives pretty hard. A little bit off frequency there because of this Claro mic system, but or actually it could be my analyzer too, to be fair. But I'll tell you what, for something that just is a bit different, these are not huge money. I mean, they're not cheap, don't get me wrong. They're sort of up the other end of the bracket as far as bases, but compared to, say, look, what we're seeing for, I won't even get into it, because look, there are some bases at the moment that are pulling tremendous money, and they're just what they are. I've got a couple of bits going over to Germany this week. We've got another guy in Texas that's bought some very high-end base station gear. So it's amazing how much of the US gear is either going to Europe or going to back over to the US. The US want their gear back. It's it's a bit like Hong Kong want Taiwan back. Well, the US want their CPIs back. They want their Robyns back. They want, definitely want their Stoners back. Actually, here's a story. Both Stoners that I had in the lineups both ended up here in Australia, much to, it's one of my collectors down in Texas was not happy, but I just, his timing, it was just what it was. We've still got one more Stoner Pro 40 here, which I must admit, I will be offering it to him first. But it's... If he doesn't take that, well, that'll become available too. And I've got some other Stoner HF and 10 metre gear, but that's sort of been snaffled by a mate of mine that's was really nice and took me down to pick up my Mustang a few months back. So he's got his eyes on those. So I think then we're just about out of Stoner. So anyway, all right. So we are, getting on top of it. We're not anywhere near finished, but I do want to say, some of the high quality stuff like this, yeah, it is whipping out the door fairly fast. So if you're interested in something, do what some of our overseas clients do. Send us an email, say, hey, listen, just by chance, have you got his words for this, have you got my Holy Grail radio? And I said to him last night on an email, I said, yep, I'll get you some photos and bits tomorrow. I thought, well, better than that, we'll do a video. And video always tells a story, and it's a nice way of sort of showing someone what they're buying, of course. All right, 73's to you. Thanks for having a look at this one. It's a very rare one, the SP540D. If you come back and say you've got one sitting there, well, you're lucky, because it took me a long time to get one. Probably take me a long, unless I've got another one hiding out the museum, which I don't know if I have or haven't. I did at one stage, but I had a feeling that went to a chap collector down in Melbourne. But so maybe I'll prove myself wrong. But because there was a silver face one as well, and I'm just trying to think. Oh, maybe I'm getting confused. Now I might be confused. No, actually, it might have been just all black. Anyway, doesn't matter. You can hit me up in the comments file if any of that makes sense. Also, our winner, Kieran, for the handheld, absolutely overjoyed. Got to send him up a big package of not just that, but because he's going for his license, we sent him up a lot of amateur radio books. We sent him up a beautiful Clipsal, very genuine Clipsal, old 1950s key for his daughter to learn Morse code with. So wanted to really make sure it wasn't just the handheld that was the prize. Thought we can really complement that with a few bits. So stay tuned for what we do next. You just never know. All the best. 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike, JDW 229 Tangan Malanga, Northeast Victoria, Australia.